Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the Bookit sports community and around the world. We got another episode of the morning after for you today. Listen, we're going over March Madness. I got two prize picks, two pieces. I got a sneaky parlay for the people that watch the show, and we've got opening day of baseball on. And who the fuck cares about that? But we're going to talk about it. I'm not going to lie. We're going to talk about it. We got Krabs coming on today. Josh is in the studio. We're going to do the what in the world, then we're going to get to our picks. But listen, before we start, in what world do the Seton Hall Pirates not make March Madness? I mean, dude, not that it matters, but they're dismantling teams in the NIT. Like dismantling.
This may never end.
May never end. It's not. I promise you, it literally will never end.
Seton Hall not getting to the 2024 NCAA tournament will haunt you forever.
I will talk about it forever. I will make a point to talk about it every single day that we do this over the summer while baseball's on. Because who the fuck cares? And I love that now on my Twitter, every Tom, Dick, and Harry is coming out of their holes being like, baseball is my most profitable sport. Opening day is here. I can't wait to unleash. I can't wait to bet on opening day. T-minus 8 hours. There's going to be a feed full of tweets that are like, this is why we wait a couple games. Don't bet opening day. This is why you don't bet the first day. Like, I can't wait.
That's exactly
because you know it's coming. You know it's coming, dude. You know it's coming. It is. Everyone gets juiced up for the first game of the year, and then nothing goes according to plan. And it's like, this is why we don't bet baseball till, late in the summer.
This is Trent's best sport, though. He does always say that. This is Trent's best sport, though. There are some people.
Best sport? Is your best sport?
That's what he says.
Did he not get famous for picking every single wrong game in a World Series? Is that not how it started?
That did happen.
Is it not how it started?
No, that did happen.
But OGs remember the nerfy streak he went on. That really blew him up. Also, by the way, for the people in the Twitch chat, I can now see chat. How about that?
Huge.
How about that? I can see you guys. Low-key baseball is trend sport. Take best with a grain of salt. There's our guy Grins, who's coming in late in the show as well. Anything is better than the NBA, so most aren't wrong. Colt says yay. That's why we like Colt over here. That's why we like Colt. Immediately the next one. Fuck you, Mikey. Let's go. That's how I like to start my day. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Let's muck. All right, Josh. I did want to get to what in the world. So we're going to run the graphic, but for those of you that might be new or watching for the first time, what in the world is our news segment where we talk about what in the world happened last night in sports, in pop culture, in politics. I don't know if you saw, but Joe Biden released possibly one of the most cringy selfies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Was like the POV one.
Yeah, like what are we doing?
Yeah, that was
crazy. Who was it? Like that showed
honestly
me,
kind of funny though.
But that before we run the graphic, that showed me that the people running the socials for the White House, minimum 55 years old.
You think?
Like we're using the POV bit.
I feel like that person's got to be like
was
30.
like 5 years ago.
No, I know, but it is kind of funny.
Like, dude, POV.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
the best quote dude ever was like, I need more POV content from Joe Biden and
need POV from Hunter.
Need more POV content. All right, let's run the graphic. What in the world? Let's get to it. What a graphic. Does that not fire anyone else up that now you feel like you're about to learn about the news? Because I'll tell you what. Also, Del Tachi, we're going to talk about Illinois after what in the world when we get to the picks. We're going to bring Krabs on. We're going to talk about everything. Josh, what in the world happened this weekend? I got one that I could bring up, but do you want to start?
I mean, I think it's going to be the same thing that you're going to bring up. It's got to be Chelly, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Chelly Oubre.
Chelly Oubre did exactly what every single athlete at every single level across every single gender has wanted to do their entire life, which is go up to a group of refs after you're not getting your way and just call them a bitch. You're a bitch, you're a bitch, you're a bitch. And then he goes, you got that? Your mom's a bitch, your dad's a bitch, your grandmother's a bitch.
They're gonna have
that might be the best thing of all time.
There he is. You're a bitch.
So good. Also, the way he did it too, he didn't point, he hit him with the chop.
Yeah.
And when you're chopping someone, that's how you know it's real. But my favorite part, he goes, you get that? You got that? Like he goes, you're a bitch, you're a bitch, you're a bitch. You got that? Your mom's a bitch, your dad's a bitch, your grandmother's a bitch. Like, dude, that might be the greatest thing to ever happen in all of sports.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Like, but you know what though? I feel like we should be allowed one of those a year from every team. I think once a year for every team across every sport, you should be allowed to really like get into it with a ref.
Yeah,
I also, dude, you're a whole bit. And you know what though? Not as disrespectful as you'd think. He could have said some way worse shit, just being like, you're a bitch, you're a bitch, and you're a bitch. Like that's almost like the best way to get insulted if I'm a ref.
Dude,
like,
I also like one thing that I hate about the NBA and like all these leagues that you can't criticize the referees.
No.
Like you get fined for it. I don't understand that at all. Like I would love to see these. Like I would love to see Kelly Oubre after the game go into a press conference and just be like, "Yeah, I called them all bitches," because they are, and then just like go more in depth on why they are.
Dude, that was unbelievable. Your
just get
mommy's a
fined.
bitch, your daddy's a bitch, your grandmother's a bitch. Like that is
Yeah.
all time. And I agree. I think I saw someone agree with me in the chat. Like you should get once a year. Once a year. The team, not every player. That's
Yeah.
too much. Once a year, your team can elect one player to just go in on a referee.
Dude, I completely agree.
With no, but you can't, you can't go overboard. But just like what Kelly Oubre did, just be like, you're a whole gaggle of bitches, is what it is. But I love that. That was like one of the favorite clips I've seen in a long time.
Ryan Kinney with a great point. Players get fined for criticizing them, but the refs don't get held accountable.
And by the way, I don't know if you know
Facts.
this. Every ref gets a grade after every game, but
Yeah.
they don't release them to the public.
Yeah, I knew
That's
that.
insane.
They
Like,
should
that should
also.
be public knowledge.
I was actually talking to Dave about this like a long time ago. My resolution for shitty refs is you pay them more money and deduct money for bad games.
Yeah, fine them.
Like if you have a bad game, you get fined $10,000. Like
I
you're
agree.
making more money, so like you're incentivized to do better. But if you fuck up, money comes away from your check.
I agree.
It's what it should be.
I agree.
Let's get the NBA on the line. Maybe we can
Yeah.
get Adam in here.
Get me on the
Talk to
horn.
him.
Get me on the horn.
Yeah.
What else we got?
That knock. Have you seen like the knockout challenge is back
Dude,
in New York?
the One Punch Men in New
Yeah.
York. Apparently, it's like a group. I
It's
thought
a
it was
Reddit
one
group.
guy.
It's a Reddit group. That's what Dave was telling me.
Apparently, it's like a ragtag group of guys that are just going
Yeah.
around exclusively punching women in the face. Like, what is the bit with that?
Dude,
I just don't understand. Like the goal.
yeah, I mean, people are just scumbags.
But how are they also finding like influencers? Like one of them is like a really famous New
saw
York
that.
influencer
Yeah, I
that
saw
just
that,
got like
bro.
rocked.
Dude, I don't know. These people are just psycho.
And they're coordinating. It's in like a grid of New York.
Yeah,
And they're just going around.
dude,
Better than Chicago, though. They would just be shooting in Chicago. I
is-
just want
that-
that said.
that is
A
true.
lot of New York's getting a lot of hate.
yeah.
But if we were to use the method of comparison, not as bad.
Yeah, I think last year there might have been only 2 days in Chicago where people didn't get shot, which is insane. 2 days.
I would love to know what those 2 days were. It was like
I remember
Cubs'
one of them
chance
was
of making the playoffs.
one of them was at the end of the year. It was like a cold day or something. No
It's
one could
too
be
cold.
outside.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's way too cold for this shit. Put them away for today. The other day was something with the Bulls.
Yeah,
Gotta be
it's
something
gotta
with
be.
the Bulls.
Zach LaVine getting hurt.
It was like
and
draft day or
bitching
something.
about
Yeah, Zach
Chicago.
LaVine getting hurt. Everyone just chalked it up for the day. No killing. But I mean, here's my thing about it though.
Everyone's mad at us now for talking shit about Chicago. I'm from there. I
Yeah.
love Chicago.
Josh is from Illinois, guys. He's a Chicago guy. But I just feel like what a crazy thing to just like make a Reddit group about. You guys want to just run around New York just
Yeah,
punching what is the bit there? It's got to stop. But the videos, I don't know if you've seen, the girl had a welt.
Did you see that? Yeah, there was like,
A welt.
dude, that was bad.
A welt.
That was bad.
And you know what's funny? That actually happened to my buddy in Chicago.
Really?
He was going to DePaul, walking down the street, homeless man. Wasn't a Reddit group, but just snuck him.
That dude doesn't even know what Reddit
And then
is.
just ran. And my buddy was like, what the fuck? Like, what am I supposed to do here?
That's insane.
But it was absurd. It was
you ever
absurd.
see? You ever seen the video of the homeless guy in the security guard, the
No.
schizophrenic guy? Yes, you have.
I don't
for
think
sure.
so.
It's like walking up to him. He's like, man, like, just want to say I'm sorry for like giving you a hard time all the time. And he like jumps at him. It's, like, it's so funny. It's so
That's
funny.
awesome. That's awesome.
I know people in chat know what I'm talking about. That video is insane. I'll show it to you after.
Lunch money bets just caught me bad. I got a rotation.
Oh, come on.
I got a rotation of outfits. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got a rotation. If I wear this hat, I feel like I have to wear this because they just match so well.
No, yeah.
And I feel like, find your outfits, guys. I would love to see what Lunch Money Bets is wearing right now. What do you think he's wearing? There's a hole
A
in
blanket.
something. He's got a hole in something. I know it. All right, what else we got?
Caleb Williams and his pink phone, pink nails. and
Wow.
I mean, you know how I feel about it. He can do whatever the fuck
How do you
he
feel
wants.
about it?
He can do whatever the fuck he wants. I kind of love it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, you know that he's doing that just to, like, say, like, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I feel like that's more the statement. Especially when he knows he's going to be on TV.
Okay.
Like, he knew he was going to be on TV.
I mean, I don't hate it. He murdered that kid Jack Mack from Barstool. Bad.
That was good.
That was good.
That was good.
I like when players like react. Like, I feel like you can react.
Yeah.
My only thing is, did the wallet have to be pink? Not that pink. Look, I'm not a guy. I'm also not in the vein that's like pink is a non-masculine color. Men can't wear pink. Whatever. I think, the pink iPhone, in hindsight, it's a cool look. But I think when you start putting it all together, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot.
I think it's a lot.
The nails are painted. The wallet's pink. The phone's pink. He's doing this. Like, I don't know. Like, I think they just caught him at a bad time. Yeah, I think they just caught him at a bad time.
Dude, I think that his wallet was Go Yard too. So I feel like it's just like that's just sick. Doesn't really matter what color it is.
Yeah, I mean, I
got a yellow ass wallet. Like, that's also a girly color.
But not really though. It's not like you're matching it with your yellow phone and your yellow nails.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying, I think it's just a first for a lot of NFL fans.
Well, that's what it is. Like the first Gen Z, like QB.
Quarterback, yeah.
That's good.
Which is interesting.
No, it is. And first NIL. Like, this is like the first class of NIL, like, babies. Like, all of them are in NIL.
What if Ryan Poles doesn't draft him because of the pink phone?
Yeah, that'd be funny. No, there's literally no chance.
Trade Justin Fields and you don't draft him?
It's already done, dude. The Bears aren't even meeting with any other quarterbacks. Like, they have no meeting set up with anyone else.
That's insane.
And I don't think that he has any meetings set up with anyone else besides the Bears. So it's...
Dude, it's interesting to think about. Like, we're going to get to a point where the entire NFL is Gen Zers and, like, they're going to be watching YouTube in the lunchroom.
They'll all be
can't
Juju.
eat without watching. Yeah, literally, they'll all be Juju.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
A Gen Z locker room, I don't know what that looks like, man.
I don't know.
I don't know what that looks like.
It won't be as gritty. I promise you that.
Not a lot of grit. Not
Yeah.
a lot of grit. Not a lot of grit. All right, should we surf some slate? Should we talk about the games? We got March Madness on. We got Prize Picks. Should we surf slate and run our new graphic? Can I get some W's in chat before we run this new graphic? Because I want people to get amped for it because we're turning this into a real show. Grins has been in the lab cooking. We got graphics. We got a new Slate Surfers graphic for when we talk about the slate for today. And we're going to run in a second. But I need to see some W's. Timmy D immediately with an L. I mean, can you just come on? Can you just come on?
There they are.
Here we go. All right, run the graphic. Can I get a round of applause for Grins? Can I get a round of applause for Grins? Can I give a round of applause to Grins? Grins is also going to come on and give us his play of the day, by the way, at the end of the episode. But can we just get
Clap it up.
What do you guys know about a Slate Surfers graphic on the morning after? What do you know about it?
Now you know.
Now you know. Like, now you fucking know. Welcome to the goddamn Thunderdome. Like, you know. All right, Josh, listen, we got 4 March Madness games on. Do we have Crabs in queue?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get Crabs up here. We got Crabs in queue.
Crabby.
All right, we got Crabs in queue.
Boys,
Crabs, get the hell up here.
how we doing?
Crabs, get the hell up here. Get the hell up here.
We've got baseball. We've got Sweet 16. It's a little overwhelming today.
No way you led with the baseball.
It's a little much.
You led with the baseball?
It's a big day.
It's a
Big day, Mike.
You led with the baseball. Crabs, I guess we'll just get the baseball out of the way for a little bit here. I put CJ Abrams in my MLB GOAT whale. I just want to let you know, I'm probably about as big into him as I am into Jordan Poole. Like, I don't know what is about Washington and finding these athletes that I really like, but I'm all in on him.
Let's go. He's swaggy as fuck. I just reposted a video he posted up before the game today. He looks swaggy. He looks ready. He looks fast. He's swiping bags. I'm assuming he took his steals for the season long or what?
Is he better than Jordan Poole is at basketball?
Yeah, he will be better than Jordan Poole, 100%. He might not be right this second, and Jordan Poole is coming off his best game ever. So it's kind of tough to tell right now, but yes, overall, like prospect-wise, he will be better than Jordan Poole. Yes.
What did you take in your GOAT whale for him?
Hits.
Okay.
Is that a bad one?
It's not a bad one. I think all 3 of his hit. I think his home run, multi-home run game hits. I think his hits. I think his steals hit.
I'm not going to lie to you. Did zero lab work for that MLB GOAT whale. I just saw the whole Bookit Squad putting out videos for the MLB GOAT whale. And then I saw Trent and I was like, I'm going to do a zero research, pick guys that I like. And if it turns green, I will never let Trent forget about it.
Well, what else you got on that puppy?
Stroman less than ERA because I'm rooting for good baseball and he's on the bump. I think he's going to burn and turn on the Yankees. And then I took Acuna, and J-Rod hits.
Sure. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Krabs. It might be an MLB go well that I could see you full fading if we didn't work together. Like I could
Well, it's
see
only
me
a 4
pulling that
piece.
out and you being like, I'm literally full fading this kid and full fading.
Well, I've got Abrams in mind. I'm always going to tell him, and it is a 4-piece, so you've got a chance. Okay. You got a chance. You're giving yourself some life, right? 4 legs. It's possible.
Yeah.
Anything is possible.
I'm done with the
Right.
6s and the 5s. I'm done with
Well, the
those.
6
My
pieces
NFL
are
go well
rocket
might only
science.
be 2 or 3.
I'm with you, bro. You got to keep it simple. 2
It's too
pieces,
much.
3 pieces. That's it.
All right. Well, Krabs, before we talk about the MLB board, I did want to talk about the Sweet 16 board first.
Sure.
And then I want to talk about the MLB. Obviously, Josh and I maybe skimmed through it. I'm sure Josh looked at it way more than I did, but I skimmed through it. So I'm going to throw some MLB games at you later on. But Sweet 16, game by game, I'm on Arizona -7.5.
Yeah, I mean, I lean Clemson. I'm not going to bet it, I don't think, because I think Arizona wins this game. I'm very confident in that, so I don't want to try to fuck the middle here with 7 points. I thought that spread was a little bit short, but Clemson's look like the greatest team on earth. So this is a stay away spot for me. I think Arizona wins. I think Arizona's a very good parlay piece today. I just don't know if they're going to cover that 7. I feel like that team turns it off and turns it on every single fucking game. And if they don't have it on in the first half against Clemson, they're going to have to be crawling back the entire time. They might not cover that 7.
And I feel like that's what Clemson has done these past couple games is they fucking come out hot, punch you in the mouth, and then they just kind of maintain the rest of the game. Like they jump out to that 10-point lead, 8-point lead. My only worry is when Arizona goes on runs, dude, they'll go on like a 15-2 run. So I don't even even if I had a Clemson ticket and they're up 10 with 11, 12 minutes left in the second half, like I still wouldn't feel comfortable because this Arizona team, when they go on runs, they can go on an 18-2 run. They can go on a 15-4 run. And like when that starts happening and that momentum shifts, like I just don't know if Clemson has the bite back, if that makes sense.
So Clemson's got a bunch of old dudes who played like shit this whole season, and now they're starting to finally play like the team we thought they were going to be all year when they were getting gassed up. They've got 2 big bodies in PJ Hall and Shefflin who can kind of hang down there in the paint with Arizona. Clemson can hang, right? It's all going to come down to, is Joe Girard hitting his threes? Is Joe Girard hanging around with Caleb Love, scoring-wise, keeping them in this game? I wouldn't be surprised if they do, especially early. Maybe Clemson first half is a decent look, but I'm going to be sitting back and just relaxing and watching this puppy. I can't bet this one.
And I took Caleb Love's more than points. I know it's a little square, but I looked back at every game Clemson's played in this tournament, and they pretty much let the best player, if it's a guard, do whatever they want. And I think it's because Girard is in that defensive rotation with those guards. And I just don't see anyone that's going to be able to stop Caleb Love the way he's playing right now. And he still hasn't had what I would consider a Caleb Love game yet. And he's been to Sweet 16s. So I just feel like this is the game where you take Caleb Love's points. I know you're probably totally against that, but when I was looking at in the past couple games, like every single guard that they've played, that's like the best player on the team has pretty much gotten their way and covered.
Yeah, because you got Chase Hunter and you got Joe Girard covering them. They can't cover a Park Carr. So every guard gets theirs against Clemson for sure. Caleb Love has a perfect matchup. If he can't do it against them, he can't do it against anybody.
I agree.
I like it today.
100%.
Actually, this could be a sneaky over game. Totals up 3 points. This could be a sneaky over game, right?
I don't hate that either as we're talking about it, to be honest, because Arizona doesn't play a lot of defense either. So
no, Clemson offensively looks unbelievable right now, too, on the inside and on the outside with Girard banging threes. So Clemson's going to score. Arizona's going to score against that Moose Shits backcourt from Clemson. I think there's points to be had in this game. Maybe an over. Sneak over. Yeah.
And I took UConn -11.5. I took 2 for the 2 first favorites. The UConn one is just like I'm done not taking their points. Like Dan Hurley clearly wants to cover and blow out teams as long as he's in March to prove a point about the Big East. And again, this is a matchup of last year's national championship. This UConn team, I think, might be better than last year's team. And this San Diego State team, I think, is worse than last year's San Diego State team. So I see Dan Hurley like taking the wheels off of San Diego State today.
I agree. Spreads up to 11.5 from 9.5. I think UConn rolls. I'm not getting cute here.
Rolls, dude.
I think they roll.
Like, again, I think it's one of those, like, this is just one of those teams and one of those coaches right now where you're getting big spreads. And I don't even think, obviously, knock on wood, not that I believe in any of that, but it's just one of those teams where I don't even think you worry about taking 11.5 points. Like, I think there's a lot of teams in this tournament where if it was up to 11.5, you'd be like, shit, like, I don't know if I want to take that. But a rematch of last year's national championship, a UConn team that's fired up, ready to go, 11.5, like, they probably beat San Diego State by 15, 20 points. I genuinely believe that.
I'm with you. I think they cover. I do.
It's Alabama +4.5 in the over. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, dude.
This Bama team just won't die, will they?
Dude, they
This
won't
Bama
die.
team will not die.
They won't die, Krabs.
They're a cockroach, bro. Mark Sears, lead cockroach, literally at the front.
And we're
This
taking
team
his
won't
points,
die.
Krabs, by the way, because Tyson Walker ate against RJ Davis. The first round, they're the best guard on, I think it was South Dakota State or whoever played UNC. Like
Yeah.
RJ Davis can't play defense. You're putting him against Mark Sears, who literally is averaging close to 25 points per game. Yeah, I'll take Mark Sears points against a kid that can't guard him.
I agree with that. Take Mark Sears points on Prize Picks and you're catching. Keep
I
it
agree.
simple.
I agree.
Now, spread in this game. I mean, I keep fading UNC. I keep looking like a bozo. How
Same.
am I going to do it? I can't keep doing it. They keep winning. Maybe they're just the Michigan of this year. Maybe they're the team of destiny. I don't know. I'm done fading them. I'm done.
You're done. You're going to take the 4.5. I just feel like, dude, again, like
I'm
I
not
feel
taking
like
it, but I
if
lean
that
that way.
Michigan State game meant anything, they would be more than a 4.5 point favorite. Like that's how I'm looking at it. Like if that Michigan State blowout meant anything to Vegas, they'd be more than a 4.5 point favorite coming against an Alabama team that doesn't play a lot of defense. And if they're not clipping, they get blown out. So like I'm going to take the plus 4.5 because I think, again, if that we're seeing when games mean something, the spreads are reflecting it in the next game. And I feel like that blowout to Michigan State meant nothing to Vegas.
Do you think Vegas thinks that Alabama is a much better team than Michigan State, though?
That's what I'm thinking.
And then but then the spread even moving higher might be.
Yeah, the spread's the same. So they're thinking they're about as equal, but I don't know.
Or are they just saying Michigan State was really that bad and we might have fucked up a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely gave Michigan State some serious line respect for no reason. After watching that
But
game.
it was for a reason, though, Krabs. I think you were on the right side. I think I was on the right side. That second half for Michigan State was just despicable. And I think Alabama can put together two halves against UNC.
I know, just Alabama can't guard a parked car. Alabama struggles against bigs.
I know.
UNC, I know we're talking a lot about RJ Davis, as we should. The kid's a fucking stud, but we're not going to talk about Bookit and Harrison Ingram, who are probably going to get whatever the fuck they want against this Bama front court, who is non-existent. Literally non-existent. They don't have a center.
Well,
they have a couple 7-foot tall dudes who are like string beans. But Bookit and Harrison Ingram are going to absolutely dominate those two guys.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about a little bit on yesterday's episode is that, North Carolina doesn't defend the three particularly well, and Alabama doesn't defend the interior very well. And that's kind of like what these two teams are great at. So it's like going to be a very interesting back and forth. But, dude, I just don't know if I trust UNC. Like, this is when they fold. This is when they fold, it feels like. Like, every time since UNC made it that Sweet 16, this is when it feels like they fold against an Alabama team that they should beat the shit out of. Because all Alabama does is score the ball and run fast. So if UNC slows them down, bangs them out in the interior, like you're thinking UNC should probably win this game by 13, 14, 15 points as a 1 seed going up against an Alabama team that plays no defense. But this just feels like when they fold.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, Mike. Stay away from this total. Stay away from this over.
You don't like the over?
I don't like the over. I like the under. I think UNC tries to slow this game down. The total's down a couple points as well, which I thought was weird between these two teams. You'd think any total with the Bama involved would at least be moving up or be weirdly high. This one's moving down. I think because UNC slows this game down, it's not all going to be RJ Davis jacking threes. We know he does that. It's his fucking job. But I think they're going to be slowing the game down, using their entire shot clock and getting the ball inside of those guys like Bookit and Ingram, like I was talking about. And Alabama, on the other hand, I mean, maybe they'll run wild, but with this total dropping, I would stay away from that over.
I could just so see it, Krabs, being like a classic BYU game where UNC pounding the interior, coming out to big leads, and Alabama just commits to just jocking threes, and they get hot, and now it's a 1 point game with like 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left.
I mean, they're never out of a game.
Dominating all game.
They're never out of a game. So you never know. And it's UNC, right? They could easily melt. I would love to see it.
And they love to melt, Krabs. We know it. They love to melt.
But they're giving me fucking Michigan vibes from last year at this point, man.
They are. I give you that. They are. Also, I don't know if you've seen a lot of the portal moves. Obviously, your guy in Virginia Tech hit the portal. A couple Providence guys hit the portal. I swear to God, if Riley Kugel goes to UConn, I'm going to be pissed.
I mean, yeah, is that what you're hearing?
They're in his Final Four. That just got released today. If that kid goes to UConn, I'm going to be pissed. I
just don't know why a kid like that would leave a team who he's leaving because they've got too many shooters, too many mouths to feed. You're going to a team like UConn that's got too many mouths to feed.
Every year they got too many mouths to feed.
If you're trying to go play somewhere else because you averaged 9 points a game last year and you're a sophomore and you're trying to go get playtime at Burn, why don't you go to a blue blood school and go be the star?
And they're all blue bloods. It's like Arizona, UConn, and I forget the other two, but they're all blue bloods.
Yeah, I don't
So
get it.
botted, dude. And it's so annoying, dude. Not to go on a rant about the transfer portal, but it's so annoying that there's no more. Like, Florida was in the tournament. Florida lost by like a buzzer beater step back, which, by the way, the kid on Colorado probably should have got called for a push off now that we looked at it. But like, why is there no commitment to being like, all right, let's build something at a team that already had some success and just go again? Like, it's immediately like, oh, the portal, like, yeah, I'll just step into it and see what's good. Like, it's actually getting annoying. Like, there's no
Because
more.
these kids are getting offered hundreds of thousands of dollars
I know.
the day after the season ends,
I know.
when there was some, it didn't work out for 99% of these teams who don't end up winning a championship, whatever.
So annoying.
These kids get offered so much money to go to a, better school or whatever. They get brainwashed. I mean, look, if I was in that spot, I'd probably go too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm taking double money to go play somewhere else. I mean, yeah, these kids are getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to transfer and go play at another school. It's almost like they're professionals at this point. So I would be doing it too. You look like an idiot if you're not doing it. Everyone else is doing it. They're getting their bags up. So I get it. But then I'm looking at my Hokies team, and all 7 of our top fucking players are gone. They're all gone. We need an entirely new team next year. I mean, not like the team this year was good, but an entirely new team. Everyone transferred.
Which could be good for some aspects, but it's also annoying for, like, I'm a big Providence guy. It's annoying that, Garway Duval hits the portal. That's a guy that I feel like if he just stays and develops, like, by his junior year, he could be a Big East Player of the Year candidate. But because, he didn't get a lot of burn, struggled his first year in the Big East, the solution is leaving. Whereas I feel like the solution 5 years ago was, let me just put my head down and work and try to earn a spot on the team.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's no loyalty, no heart, right? What has happened to our sports? But when money's involved like this, you can't blame the kids.
Can't play the kids. All right, Krabs.
We got
Josh
one more
and I have
game?
been debating this game for quite some time. I am going to take Illinois, even though everything in my body tells me that defense wins championships. Defense is how you win games in college. Iowa State, one of the best defensive teams in the country. You never pick offense over defense, unless, of course, you're betting on the Warriors. But I don't think this Illinois team is the Warriors. But I will say I'm going to take Illinois, and I'm going to take the offense to beat the defense, because I think the offense on Illinois is really that good. I don't think there's anyone on Iowa State, no matter what scheme or game plan you can do at a collegiate level, to stop Terrence Shannon at this point with the way he's playing and the looks that he's getting. And I also, my PP square in this game is actually Coleman Hawkins, because I was going into Iowa State and they struggle against dynamic forwards. And by struggle, I mean they give guys like Coleman Hawkins, who average 10, about 15, 18 points, 12 points a game. So a dynamic forward, he's my prize pick square today, more than his points at 10.5. I feel like he's going to get that with ease, because as I was looking into it, Iowa State struggles against dynamic forwards, and I think he's one of the more dynamic forwards, and you're getting it at 10.5, which is kind of a lot of points for him, but not kind of a lot of points in the grand scheme of things. But this game is close, and he's on the court for a lot of the time. But again, I think I'm going to take the offense with Terrence Shannon. I think I'm going to be wrong, honestly. I really like Illinois, but it's one of those where I could just so turn on my TV and be like, why am I taking the offense over the defense?
I'm with you, though. I like Illinois.
Wow.
I like Illinois. I do. Wow. Seems like we all do. Chelly, Trent, the whole squad, making me a little bit nervous.
That's actually never good. I'm not even going to lie to you.
No, it's never good. That's why I'm saying it. It's not just fact. It's just not a good thing. Like, it's just not good for the bet. Straight up. I hope it hits, and I'm happy that we're all betting the same thing today. It doesn't happen a lot, but we all know that shit's kicked. Illinois, I'm on it, right? They're sharp. They're moving down to +1.5. I can't stay off of this. I've been fading this team too much this tournament. They look unbelievable. Terrence Shannon is just bigger and better than everybody else. Nobody can cover him at all. The dude, put him on the Wizards right now, and he is literally the best player on the team. Put him on the team right this second. He's number 1. Put Caitlin Clark on that team. She's the second best player. Like, the team stinks, and he would already be the best player.
He's giving me Buddy Hield vibes when he was at Oklahoma, like, in terms of just like they're scoring at will.
It's unbelievable. Nobody can cover him. And if you think anybody on Iowa State's, any of those 2 small guards and Gilbert and Lipsky are going to be able to body him and keep him away from getting to the rack, they're not. They're not.
And that's why he's so dangerous, Krabs, because it feels like it takes him one step to get downhill, where like a lot of guards, you kind of got to pick it up at half court for them to get downhill. It feels like Terrence Shannon could be at the 3-point line, pump you, take one step, and he's already going downhill. And like downhill, I mean, like there's no stopping it.
He's like Russell Westbrook
Yeah,
in
he
college
is.
basketball right now. He's already
He
at the
is.
fucking rim.
I love that comparison. But you like Illinois in this game? I mean, obviously you don't take the
I
over in
do.
this game. Feels like it could be an underplay because, you're getting a really good defense that can't score the ball at a high clip with Iowa State. But it's Illinois, you think?
It's Illinois. I'll be on them today. I'm not wavering. I'm not worried. I had Iowa State losing in this tournament at some points. They already won their tournament championship, their conference tournament championship. I got Illinois here. I got Shannon. He's too good. I'm done fading that squad. Give me Illinois.
I love that.
And now.
I love that, Krabs.
Keep the point.
For the people, because I promised it, I've got 2 Prize Picks 2 pieces that I want your opinion on. I'm going to give them right now. I separate them by game blocks so I can have an early slate, late slate. It's Caleb Love points and then Tristan Newton points and assists, not PRA points and assists for Tristan Newton. Again, when you look into the games, Caleb Love, this Clemson team, they love to let the best guard do whatever they want. Chase Hunter and Joe Girard are not going to be able to stop him. So unless he's shooting, and make sure we clip this, unless he's 1 for 15, which is probably going to happen now that I put it out there, he's getting over his point value for the more than. I really do believe that. And then Tristan Newton points and assists, dude. The kid is just fucking dialed. And when Dan Hurley buys into you and you become his guy, like their offense obviously runs through Tristan Newton. The kid can knock it down from behind the arc and he goes to the rack like I've never seen a guard do before at his size. But if you look into this kid's assist, dude, he deals the ball.
Yeah.
And I think it's at 20.5. And you're telling me that I can get 10 and 10, maybe 11 and 10, and I'm covering right there. Like I'll take that any day of the week. I truly think he gets more than 10 assists against San Diego State. So you're telling me all he needs to do is get 10 or 11 points, which I'm more than comfortable with.
Yeah, I like just his assist even.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that play
Love that
too. Sure. There should be plenty of points from UConn and points in that game. But if you watch UConn in that last game, I mean, Newton was just throwing alley-oops to Klingon like he had a fucking magnet in his hands. It was the freest, easiest buckets of all time. It was like they're playing 2K and you're playing against the fucking computer on the lowest setting and you're just throwing alley-oops the entire game.
100%.
San Diego State's, they're physical, they're tough, bless their hearts, but they're not that big, right?
No.
They're not that big. Ladie is their center, and this guy should probably be playing the 3 or the 4 on most teams. So, he's going to have a hell of a time going against Klingon. You're going to see those alley-oops flowing once again tonight.
It's gonna be looking like Yapton's guarding him tonight.
It's going to look like Yap is strapping up. Yeah.
And then my other one is Mark Sears points again. Like RJ Davis couldn't guard, as you would say, a parked car, and Mark Sears is literally probably the best scorer left in March other than Terrence Shannon. So give me Mark Sears points against UNC, who let the best player on every team do their job, even though they end up beating them. And then Coleman Hawkins points. I already talked about it. Iowa State struggles with dynamic forwards. I would consider him a very dynamic forward. I think he kind of gets his way tonight with all the attention that's going to be on Terrence Shannon. And it's at 10.5. So you get 22.5 points for Mark Sears. You get 10.5 points for Coleman Hawkins. I feel like that's a good 2-piece. Those are my 2 pieces.
Yeah, I can get behind it. Mark Sears, he's about to get nuclear. That's a square one I can get behind tonight. So I got no qualms with it. He's going to go off. We talked about it. Who the hell in Clemson's going to cover him?
Who?
Nobody.
Like who?
Who? Nobody.
Nope.
Not possible.
Nobody.
I'm in.
Krabs, do you like any Prize Pick squares for today for college basketball before we jump into MLB real quick?
For CBB, let me take a peep here.
I don't want to throw you off your kilter. If you want to save it for BTL as well, that's fine.
No, I could probably come up with something here real quick. I was looking more at MLBs today, but I could definitely come up with some college basketball here.
A question from the crowd: is PJ Hall going off?
Yeah, I mean, PJ Hall, I just don't know if it's going to be him or Shefflin. That's the problem because they're both so fucking good and playing great right now. I'll tell you what, I don't see a world where Terrence Shannon doesn't get his today. I wouldn't mind squaring up for him. But, with everything we talked about, I think I'm going to go with you, Mikey, and I'm just going to ride the Mark Sears square. Points. Keep it simple. 22. It's square. Don't care. The guy has a great matchup tonight. There's going to be points. Who the hell is going to cover him on UNC? RJ Davis is going to cover him?
No, dude.
Come on.
No, dude.
Give me a break.
No, dude.
No chance. I also wouldn't mind an Ingram or Bookit angle for UNC either.
I was thinking about that too, Krabs. Like Bookit could really be just like the close your eyes and click play, like P and PRA, PR, just points, just rebounds. Like, dude, this Alabama team is one of the worst teams against like the interior. And like that just might be the game plan. Just let Bookit do whatever he wants.
I'm looking at, I like Bookit anything. And I'm looking right now at Harrison Ingram. I like his points and rebounds, 20.5. This guy's a double-double machine. That's all he does.
Yeah.
He's like a 10-10 guy, 8-9 guy, depends on the day. I think he goes absolutely off today, whether it's rebounding or points. I'm going to take his points and rebounds more than 20.5.
Okay.
And he's going to dominate. Everyone's going to be on Bookit. I'm going to go with Harrison Ingram. He's the glue guy of that team.
Wow. That's a Crabs angle.
Oh yeah.
I
need like a graphic of Crabs like photoshopped on Albert Einstein with like one of those angle rulers, because that's just like a Crabs angle.
With the Nukenheimer.
Yeah, like that's just a Crabs angle. The whole world, and on the whiteboard it says
frizzy
the whole
hair
world
and
is on
shit.
Bookit. I'm on Ingram. That's a Crabs.
Give me Ingram. Ingram points and rebounds 20.5. I'm liking
and
that
people
one.
are asking if that game goes over. I think I'm going to bet the over. I know you said not to, but I think I will be betting the over.
All right, someone's got to do it.
UNC's perimeter defense not great for Corey in the crowd. I looked it up. All right, Crabs, let's talk baseball. I know you're a baseball guy. I know you love your Nationals. We got a full slate of opening day baseball. Everyone and their mother is on Twitter telling everyone and their mother to follow. This is the year they get hot. This is their best sport. So, Crabs, talk to me about a little bit of baseball. But first, before we do that, I'm going to give you the two plays I like the most. It's Mariners-Padres.
Ooh. Mariners-Padres. So, right off the rip, I'll be honest with you, I hate the Mariners. Absolutely.
And I hate the Padres.
Might not hate the Padres, but I definitely hate the Mariners. Let me get this shit pulled up. Okay. I'll be honest with you, Mike. I think it's pretty weird that Bayo's getting that crazy respect down to plus 135 on the ML some places. Some weird prize pick squares up for him, looking like he's going to deal. Total in that game's at 7.5. I mean, it is Seattle Pitchers Park, so the totals are always low there, and there's typically not that many runs. So not the weirdest thing, but seeing Bayo, barely plus chick against Castillo, who's a fucking wagon against the Mariners, who I believe in this year. I like this Mariners team. I'm with you. They're solids, and I'm not a big Red Sox guy this season, but Bayo, I like in this spot with the short ML. I like. I'm going Boston first 5. Get out. We can both win here. Hopefully, Bayo just keeps them within it. This game is tied through 5 innings. I'm going first 5 plus a half at minus 105 for Boston. We could both win this, Mike. Maybe the Red Sox bullpen blows it. Seattle's bullpen is nails. Maybe they come back late at home for their home opener and they get a big time win late night. I don't know. I don't care. Hopefully that happens. But I'm getting get out first half for the Red Sox.
Wow. It could be a Red Sox plus 1.5. And Brian Bayo last year was kind of like my fantasy pitcher score wagon when I would bet on when I would take some MLB prize picks entries. So I don't hate me some Bayo. It's also just my opening day. I picked the Mariners to win the World Series for the Bookit thing we're doing.
Sure. I like that pick.
So I'm gonna take the Mariners opening day. And the Padres are just like my little mistress team. I just love them for whatever reason. You on the bump just feels like a good spot. I also hate the Giants, but dude, hand up. I don't know jack shit about baseball. I don't know if there's been rule changes. I don't know who's coming in as a top 5 player this year. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know what players are on what fucking team. Juan Soto's still on the Padres.
You know where he is?
Where?
You know where he is. Come on.
Big market team?
Mm-hmm. You know where he is.
The biggest.
The Yankees. The biggest. If it's not the Yankees and you said the biggest and it's the Cubs, I'm going to come over there.
Juan Soto's in the Cubs. You think you wouldn't be hearing about it?
Dude, but you know what though? I don't care if anyone like makes fun of me for not knowing ball. Like, I don't care about baseball. Like, I'm not going to waste my time going into a sport. Like, I'm probably just going to be tailing you and Trent all year and Javon because like I don't care about baseball enough to like do lab work.
Yeah, dude. Let's just tail Javon's prize pick squares and go about our day and get rich.
That's all I'm saying. Krabs, can we just, as a group, take the Nationals day 1 against the Reds? Like, come on, man.
Jesus, man. I don't know. I don't know if we can.
Josiah Gray on the road.
Dude, with Abrams? Should we take a little Abrams?
Josiah Gray on the roads, typically good. Josiah Gray at home, terrible. Gets destroyed. On the road, pretty solid. But he's pitching in the Great American Small Park against the Reds tonight, and that total is up to 9.5.
Can you take the over? First day over, Krabs? Give me the
first day over. First day over. That's what I can get behind. No Nats ML. That's cake. As soon as I lock that in, they're going to lose. But I will take the over. I will take the over with you. I've already locked it in, 9.5. One of my favorite plays today. Josiah gets rocked. I think we get a couple runs off of Montes. Pretty crummy bullpens. Hitters Park. Totals up. Highest one of the day for a reason.
I also forgot. Need to be tailing Lauren's MLB Live. We're going to have her on the show a lot this summer because that was her go-to last year. I did not forget about it, but B Young did remind me. Yeah,
we do need that.
The LC MLB Live squares were printing last year, so we're going to have to tap back in.
Yeah, she's sharp at those.
Krabby, what do we think about the Cubbies today?
Oh,
against
I like the Cubbies today. Obviously, I like fading the Rangers, fading the World Series team when they're getting their rings in that first game, system play. Always love that. But I'm not a big Justin Steele guy this year, and you guys have the advantage on the mounds over Evaldi, in my opinion. I don't love Evaldi, but he's a pretty big name guy. But Steele, after the season he had last year, I feel like he's got the advantage, at least in the public. I don't know. I'm kind of sketched. Typically, it'd be already a lock. I'd already have the Cubs in, but they're such a trendy squad. They have their ace up on the bump. They got the advantage there. I lean the Cubs. I do, but I don't know if I'm going to get to the counter.
Okay.
I don't know.
Can I get a question for you?
Sure.
Are the Angels, Athletics, and maybe one more team auto fades this year? Like if I see the Angels on the board, fading them. If I see the Athletics on the board, fading them. Or are they going to be sharp spots for Crab this year? I mean, I don't even know who the Angels have anymore. They might trap.
So the Angels are going to be moose shit. That's for sure.
Okay.
I wouldn't be fading the Athletics every game for
Okay.
shits and gigs because they'll be a little bit better than people think.
Okay.
The White Sox and the Nats are going to be bats. They're going to be bats. Those teams are going to be almost always
You're
auto
putting the
fades.
Nats on the bad list? No, dude.
Dude, I just locked in my favorite future of the season. I just tweeted it out. It was the Nats win total under.
God, dude.
Nats
You're
win
gonna
total
go to
under.
Nats games with, the girl this summer with your boys this summer, and you're going to be wishing that the Nats lose?
You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right.
Come on,
It's a
Crab.
win-win. It's an emotional hedge is what it is, really, because they're going to stink. And if they win and beat it, sure, I'll charge that to the game. But there's no fucking way they go over 63.5 wins. Come on.
All right, I need
Come
the Crabs angle last play before we let you go and get Grins in here
Sure.
for his POD on a game that I know everyone's talking about, on a game I know everyone wants. Astros, Yankees. What are you doing, Crabs? Because I'll tell you what I want to do, but I want to hear you first, unless you want to hear me first.
Besides just fading Aaron Judge every goddamn way I can.
I think it's the Astros by a lot.
I do think it's the Astros. I mean, they're up to minus 153, right? So they're definitely juiced. Okay. I'm with you. I do like the Astros in the spot. Gun to my head, I do think they win. That's what I would lock in for a winner. I don't know if I want to lay that juice against Nasty Nestor. I wouldn't be surprised if Nestor Cortez has a bounce back season a little bit for the Yanks, and I think the Yanks will be okay this year. But it's got to be Houston with all that line movement. I know that maybe that line was initially for Garrett Cole involved, and it's moved since then. But Framber sitting at minus 155, a guy who I believe in against the Yanks, catching that much steam. It's the Astros today. It is.
Who are your top three pitchers? I feel like you and Javon are only sharp at this. Who are your top three pitchers that you're low on this year? I feel like you just said you're high on Nestor Cortez, which I'm kind of shocked by because I feel like we were hating him all year last year. So who are we high on this year?
Who are we high on or low on?
Who are we high on? Like what pitchers do we think are going to have? Or no, low. I meant low. Who are we low on this year?
Okay, like who do we think is going to stink?
Yeah. After possibly having a great year last year or just keeping the trend going down?
I mean, Javon's guy, Zach Gallen, is I'm just going to say it. It's the freest more than square for the MLB season longs. I'm going to do it. It is the more than 3.47 ERA that's gotten bumped up twice in the last 2 days. He's going to get rocked not only tonight, but this season. He was the luckiest pitcher in baseball last year. It's got to be fading Zach Gallen. Everyone loves him. He's swaggy. He's young. The D-backs are cool, right? We all like them and root for them. But Zach Gallen, he's going to have a tough year this season. I think he falls off.
Okay. And that happens with pitchers, I feel like. Not even a hot take. Pitchers will go from hot to cold immediately.
100%. I'm also fading Alexis Diaz, the Reds closer. I'm fading his saves in my MLB GOAT well this year. So last year
you did that, the guy didn't even end up playing.
He wasn't even a closer.
Yeah, he wasn't even a closer.
He went fucking cuckoo last year. He literally couldn't get any. He got one save. He got one save and lost his mind. This year, we're going Alexis Diaz. All right. He's been pretty shaky in the spring. He was pretty much nails all last season. He had a crazy 15 save streak in a row. They used the shit out of his arm. He gives me Sean Doolittle vibes. I feel like they milked his arm a little bit too much. He might be a little caked this season, a little inconsistent, sporadic. God forbid he gets hurt. I hope he doesn't. But either way, in the spring, he's looked like shit. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if he loses his job at some point this year. He gives me Daniel Bard vibes. I'm fading his saves on Prize Picks this year.
Okay, I actually love that. Whenever Krabs really gets into it, I'm like, yeah, I fucking love that now.
These baseball squares,
keep people.
I'm a fucking fuck Alexis Diaz. I hate that guy.
No idea.
I fucking hate that guy.
I couldn't even tell you what he looks like.
He's a bum.
All right, last pitcher, and then I'll get you out of here. I'm sorry we went over again today, Krabs. That's my bad.
We're good, bro. Oh, you want another one?
Yeah, just one more. Just the top three pitchers to fade because I'm gonna tell you right now, my stinky poo-poo brain when it comes to baseball wants to bet on guys like Zach Gallen. So This is very
All right,
helpful
let's
for
see.
me.
Let's see what I can craft up here for the stinky poo brain.
What about? I know he's a friend of the program.
Grayson Rodriguez. I don't think he's going to be that guy this season. I think Gray Rod is going to be solid, but not elite yet. He's a slow burn. I think he's going to go through some struggles this season. I think he's going to be great for some months and terrible for some months until he figures it out. I think in 2 years, Gray Rod is going to be elite. He's just a slow burn, slow developer, and everyone's on the fucking train this year. He's getting bumped out on Prize Picks. I'm out on Gray Rod this season, but in 2 years, I'm in.
Krabs, I know he's a friend of the program.
It's too early.
Krabs, I know he's a friend of the program, but Blake Snell just got paid a lot, and I feel like the minute you pay pitchers a lot, they become moves.
Yeah, Blake Snell has been one of the most inconsistent pitchers in baseball in his time. He's either elite or terrible. I wouldn't be surprised. Who knows?
Might be a
right?
Might be a
Inconsistent. He's not on the board though, which is super bait. He's on the board.
Let's go. All right, well, there you go. I mean, that's what you get, guys. That felt good, Krabs. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that felt good. I feel like I now know something. Which, by the way, I'm gonna actually be tuned into BTL a lot during baseball season because I feel like I have a lot to learn. And I also want to make sure that when I am betting baseball, I'm not just clicking buttons because Zach Gallen is pitching. And that's something that I would normally do.
Now you know. Now you know to fade Gallen. His fantasy score already got bumped down as soon as it got released last night.
Wow.
So we're fading.
Dude, if you guys are the leader of pack on that take, that would be insane.
Yeah, that's going to be Javon's take from last year with Alek Manoah when he literally ruined that dude's career.
Ruined him, dude. He was in like AA ball. That's at one
Maybe
point.
It might not get that ugly, but it's going to get close. It's going to get close.
It'll get close.
I'm telling you.
All right, as always, Krabs, we love having you on Thursdays. Thank you for coming on again. Sorry we went over. We're just going to get Grins' POD, and then we'll get out of here for you.
Get the POD. Take your time. You're good. I'll catch you guys.
Love you, Krabs. Appreciate you, man. I love a Krabs Thursday.
Here he is.
Let's get Grins up here.
Here he
Grins!
is.
Mikey.
Every time you come on here, you fade something I'm on. Now, I'm going to pray that your POD is on the baseball diamond, unless you're getting surgical with some CBB, but what is it?
All right, so honestly, I got a couple plays, and I'm just going to run through the college ones quick.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
So we got Alabama plus 4.5. Week there.
Let's go.
Arizona minus 6.5.
Let's go, Grins.
And I got them winning the whole bracket, so I got to ride Arizona. Pause. All right, let's just get into MLB because that's what I love, and I'm most excited about that today.
Yeah, you said you were going to be dialed in for us in MLB this year. Like, you're going to have to be our guy, so you better be fucking dialed, Grins.
All right, so first one, and it honestly has nothing to do with fading Trent, but it just happens to be that, we're going to fade him. We're going to take the Orioles minus 1.5. I mean, the Angels' biggest offseason acquisition was I don't even know who, maybe Aaron Hicks, and that's horrible. Orioles, Corbin Burns on the bump. You got to love that. I think they get that done today. And the second one, it's a little square, but we're going to take the Guardians against the A's.
I love that too.
Yeah, I mean, come on. The A's, they're probably tanking the day the season starts. That's just a terrible team. Alex Wood starting. I mean, the guy's like a number 4 pitcher, and he's their number 1. So just going to kind of keep it simple.
Yeah.
And honestly, I did like a lot of the stuff Krabs said about fading both Diamondbacks and the Rangers.
Let's go.
Love that. Fade the shit out of the Rangers today.
I love that. Yeah, I kind of love fading the Rangers today, too. I'm not going to lie to you.
So, yeah, let's just throw that in, too. Cubs money line.
Let's go. Let's fucking go, Grins. That's how you fucking go. Grins is going to be our baseball guy in the morning after because I know nothing about ball. Maybe Josh will get tapped in, but Grins is going to be the guy that we're bringing in for most of the baseball plays. So we're going to see how it goes. Grins, as always, can I get some W's in the chat for the best editor around? Thank you so much, Grins.
Yep. See you, boys.
See you.
Love you, Grinsy. All right. Listen, we end every episode with a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of motivation. I'm just going to play a short sound clip for you guys today. Okay. It's from the manager of Liverpool. His name is Jurgen Klopp. I just want to play it really quickly. Then we'll get you out of here. We'll get you to BTL. You stay right here, same stream. But right before we do that, I just want to play this really quickly for the people, if that's okay.
I know it's tough. Life is not free of hurdles. How you deal with it makes you so much stronger. So my message is, we help each other. The harder it gets, the more we stick together. You are never alone. And I know there will be difficulties, and I know it will be hard, and everything will feel like I can't anymore. In that moment, go for it, be brave, don't give up.
And I feel like just the one thing I want to talk about that really quickly is when he makes the point of like when things get tough, right? When things get tough, that's when you come together, right? I feel like a lot of time as people, when things get tough, you kind of want to do it by yourself and you kind of want to be like, I can handle this. I can do it by myself. I don't need you. I don't need them. Like I can do this by myself. I feel like when it gets tough, that's when you come together the most, right? Like that's when the teamwork is going to help the most, right? And I feel like once you start getting to that point where it starts getting hard and you start feeling like everything's against you, that's when you really go for it. All right. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, and good night from the morning after. Take one step forward for me. It gets easier every day you do it. I'm not asking you to sprint, not asking you to jog. Just put one foot in front of the other. Appreciate you guys. As always, love you. Stay right here. We got BTL coming up next. Same stream. Don't close that tab. They got all the baseball, all the basketball, and all the college basketball you need. You stay right there. Let's go. Love you guys.
Closing time. One last call for alcohol. So finish your whiskey or beer. Closing time.
You think Atlanta's point guard is good for 20 tonight?
No question. You hear he got name dropped on that new song? He feeling himself for sure.
Ever since that track drop, he been on
The
fire.
hook literally says his name 8 times in a row. He might go for 30.
With that much hype, I'd lock it in. But that's just me.
Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Cash in on your sports fandom with Prize Picks.
Yo, you think Dallas' Power 4 gonna drop 30 tomorrow?
Boy, you tripping.
Did you see his mom made a post about going to the game?
What? Hold up. His mama gonna be there?
He's been averaging like 34 points a game when she's there.
At least 40 when she be on that Jumbotron.
He don't like to let his mama down.
Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Cash in on your sports fandom with Prize Picks.